Welcome everyone, Laura and Patrick in the park again, having a chat. I've just got back from a bit of a walk around the Cotswold Hills, and we thought today that we would talk a little bit about stamina. That's right, hey Patrick?
Yes. Well, the last time we did an episode, it was about strength training and the functional benefits of strength training, and plus how it can make our daily lives easier. Yeah. And I suppose that you could look at stamina in a similar way. And one of the things that we started talking about before we went on air is you went off for a walk today, and your mum did 10,000 steps, and you've done over 10,000 steps today. Yeah. And that's a good, really good amount of movement for sure. But what I object to when it comes to trying to narrow it down and make it an easily digestible, bite-sized way of looking at something is that we then look at people who can walk. But stamina is just as important to people who can't walk. Yeah. People who use electric wheelchairs, and also people who will struggle to walk any length because they're using a walker or whatever. So my opinion, and when we look at the word stamina, is simply how easily can I get from point A to point B. Now that point A to point B could be one lap around Clyde Crescent, as you can see, and Laura will pan around to show that. Or it could be from one lamppost to the other, which could take only a couple of minutes. So say that's how we would approach it if we were doing the walking club. Yeah. A walking train. We'd come out and we'd say, okay, we're going to try to accommodate a whole group with various different people with various different needs, and say, let's look at stamina from point A to point B and make that point A to point B and that distance appropriate for the person. Yeah. Okay, so, but there's another aspect of this that I think is quite fascinating, is that when we take it down and we pitch it at a lower level, saying that this is what we got to do just to get people off the settee, and then we seem to always go past the people in the middle to the people that are more extreme athletes that can go 10,000 steps and up hills and jog for 26 miles and do marathons and everything
10,000 steps
but
is
what about
far.
The people that
it's
have
a
been
lot.
exercising
It's a lot of
around
steps.
Crescent or going for a decent little amount.
Yeah.
Right. And then they get 3 months into that, and then they have, then they're left in the middle to either get to that higher level or not. So what I've done is I've looked at stamina and I've developed a new class. And my friend Laura here came up with the idea called free dance fitness, where I address that very issue. Right now, dancing is dancing. Anybody can dance how they want. The more, obviously, the more they dance, the longer they dance, the better their stamina will be. Yeah. So what I've done is I've said, okay, for 60 minutes, anybody can join for any length of time. It will not be a set aerobics lesson. It'll be simply dancing around, whether you're in a wheelchair or you stood up, you have issues with your hip or whatever. So it's
so you
totally
can do it
inclusive.
from a chair, so from a seated position. I mean, you could do it from a lying down position.
Yes, anybody can do it. It's movement. If you're moving to the music, that's all that matters, right? Yeah. And making the music somewhat enjoyable instead of the set loop that you get with aerobics music, which I really hate. Anyway, I don't really like that type of music. So that's why I kind of don't like delivering aerobics. What I like to do is get music on that people can enjoy and move to the way they want to. So I've said, okay, we're going to put on 3 different types of music in that hour. Anybody can join for any length of time in their front rooms, because it's a Zoom class, and they can go from 5 minutes to an hour eventually. They can actually, or 2 minutes, or whatever they want to do. And people do join the class, and you'll see them walk out of the room and go, or one guy's in a wheelchair, he'll go into the other room on his phone, and they do it how they want to do it. It's freedom to move how they want to move, and they're included. That is what I'm interested in developing in the future, especially this current program we're involved with, Get Moving Whaddon, has helped me to look at it, and plus working with Laura has really inspired me to look at it in a different way. So I'm really grateful to be able to look at it that way. It needs to be inclusive, we've got to work harder to include people that think there is no hope. There's loads of hope to improve your health through movement, through diet, through enough sleep. There's opportunity left, right, and center to learn about it, especially through this great community program, Get Moving Whaddon.
So we're looking at kind of improving stamina for every single person on whatever level they are at. So, me going on a 10,000 step walk today is good for me. That's a challenge for me. But we're talking about, joining a class for maybe 10 minutes and doing 10 minutes of the dancing. That is good for, should we cut off here? That is good for, anybody. And if 10 minutes seems too much, then 5 minutes is a great place to start. I mean, to be honest, just tuning in. Well, initially.
Exactly. And we got to, because why do we need to tune in? Because we've got to recognize where we're at. And we're in the middle or end or beginning. We don't even know where we're at in this particular health crisis that was here before the pandemic, right? The issue of inactivity and excessive calories is really hurting people. It's causing major amounts of suffering throughout this country and many other Western countries, right? There's a reason we're in this place, and we're trying to address it. Now, for instance, I'll tell you an experience I've had recently. I love running, I love walking, and I love tennis. All that then eventually at my years, I'll be 57 this month, my right ankle, is really, really not liking it. So my son got a stationary bike, which is in the front room. He doesn't use it, so it just goes to show you that his generation, his way of looking at it is different than mine. But I use it like every day. And what I've started to do and notice is that, first of all, my stamina is getting improved. Yeah, I do that along with the dancing on a Monday and Thursday night. But also, what I'm finding is that instead of getting on there for a half an hour of hard slog and sweating all over the place, I've changed it because I like to add variety. I've been doing this a long time, and Laura will tell you, you need to find variety. If this is a lifelong pursuit. It's not a 2-month job, right? You don't start exercising and improve your stamina or strength or anything and just do it for a couple of months. This is like ongoing. So I get on this bike now, I stick on the tunes on my headphones, and I get on there and I go for about 5 minutes sort of warming up, and then I put it on a high level and I give her for 5 minutes. Now I do this, instead of doing 30 minutes at a stretch, I do 3 intense sessions that are about 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm really enjoying that. It's variety and it's working well. The key thing is the heart rate gets up. And that's something we haven't spoken about yet. Right?
That's a good one for next week, yeah?
Yes. We're going to talk about the heart rate, in the importance of heart rate rising and breathing rate rising. And that's a real indicator of affecting your stamina.
Completely. So stamina, if you're going to take away anything from today, stamina is, we are just looking at those tiny little increases, and we're not expecting people to be kind of doubling what they're doing in a week. These things take time, and it's time that is worth investing into your health. So from
Get Moving Whaddon.
Get Moving Whaddon.
That's what it's all
we
about.
We will see you
World.
soon. See you soon, guys. Bye.